Good morning, dear students of class 8. Today in your English class, we are going to further understand and appreciate the poem Geography Lesson. And the poet is Zulfikar Ghosh. Now, before taking up the poem, let us know about this famous poet Zulfikar Ghosh. Now, Zulfikar Ghosh, he was born on March 13, 1935. He is a novelist, poet and essayist. He belongs to India, but presently he is living in Texas. His poems, they are magical. There is a blend, a combination of dream world, fantasy and the real world. So, now let us proceed further with this poem, Geography Lesson by Zulfikar Ghosh. Now, you can see on the picture jet. A plane is flying. The poet is describing the view of a city while he is traveling in a jet. You can see the jet soaring high towards the sky. It is just 10,000 feet above the ground. It is picking up speed, and from there the poet is looking at the city, the geographical design of the city. And some facts are clear to the poet and some facts are not. He is describing his feelings as he is moving in the jet. So let us now see the striking ideas that are expressed by the poet in the poem. You can see how the jet is flying, picking up speed towards the sky. When the jet sprang from the sky, the following facts were clear. What were the facts that were clear to the poet? The city had developed. You can see high rising building. The geographical design looked very narrow and congested. The ground view looked haphazard, unplanned, unstylish. He is watching the city from the skies, and to him, the geographical design of the city looks very unplanned, very haphazard. Now, this makes him think human beings, they have destroyed many rivers for their own selfish purposes. On the banks of the rivers, they have established cities in a very unplanned manner. And the result is pollution of the rivers. You can see here in this picture how the rivers are being polluted, and this is the work of man. Rivers are blocked or destroyed to construct cities. We can see overcrowded cities on the banks of the rivers. You can see on the picture how the unplanned cities are being developed on the banks of rivers. The result is overpopulation. Valleys are populated and there is lot of pressure of population in the valleys. The poet is trying to tell the readers the problems of population explosion. Now these changes, poets agrees, it is the logic of geography. Land and water has always attracted man. You have studied in geography also that land and water on the banks of rivers, man has established civilization. In history also you have read this. Now these changes agree with the logic of geography. The jet is picking up speeds. It is going higher and higher. Now the poet is looking at the view of the world. The earth appears to be round. The jet goes still higher, 6 miles more. The earth is looking so beautiful. There is more water, sea than land. We have enough facilities and comforts to lead a happy life. This is what the poet realizes. Nature has given us plenty of things for man, for all the creatures to enjoy. Not only man, but for every living creature to enjoy. You can see the beauty of nature. The poet is looking at the beauty of nature from the skies. But one thing is difficult for the poet to understand. Why people fight? Why there is hatred? Why there are wars? What is man doing? Just see. Building walls. He is differentiating one country to another. Why do they build walls and live apart? These are not only walls of bricks, but they are walls of opinion, differences of thoughts. Again, there are a lot of wars fought. There are some words which are used in the poem, like inevitable, that can't be avoided, haphazard, without plan, valleys, deep area on land between mountains and hills, delineated, shown. These are some words which are used in the poem, and here is an explanation of these words. Now let us look into this brief thought or summary theme of the poem. The question arises in the poet's mind about geographical placements of cities, which he saw from the sky. He sees that there is a lot of disorder, unplanned cities are growing. When he reached higher, he realized that the earth is full of beauty. He concludes that land and water is necessary. Earth has more water than land. In brief, the poet says, the height of the sky, it is easy to understand the logic of geography. But what is the poet is not able to understand is human psychology. Why people hate and kill each other. The poet is watching the land from the sky, finds the ground spread in non-attractive manner. As he reached more higher, He saw populated valleys, cities. The reason was simple, that land and water attracted the people. When the jet reached 6 miles higher, the earth appeared to have more water than land. But what was not understood by the poet? Logic of geography was understood. But what was not understood by the poet was why man is hating one another. Why there is hatred. So this is a message which the poet wants to give through the poem, that earth has lot to offer to man, to all the creatures. So we must enjoy the beauty of nature rather than spending our time in hating each other. Now that comes an end to this poem with a strong message. You will find out the difficult lines which you want to be explained and post your queries. You will also be given question answers based on this poem for your home assignment. Thank you, students.